On our first debate on terror boat politics, first let's wish Happy New Year to everyone. This is the first episode of the Newshour that I am anchoring this year. So Happy New Year to everyone. Maroof, don't look so glum.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, everyone. Okay, so let's debate this terror boat politics, right? That's good. Okay. I really think, Ragini, since you're representing the Congress party and there's Pavan Verma, Maroof on one side, Sheshadri Chari on one side, I presume D Bakshi on the same side, you're going to have a tough time tonight. Ragini, defending the indefensible, though Pavan Verma might give you a little bit of, covering fire. Because I think, Ragini, it is you who should be answering questions.
On your debates, Congress usually has...
No, it's not about my debates. It's about this particular case. I mean, how can you ask the government to come clean on the Pakistani boat issue? Tomorrow, if they give you more details, the Ministry of Defence has given a detailed statement on what exactly happened. You won't believe it. It appears, Ragini, that all that you are doing is trying to build a case for the Pakistanis. Why does the Indian National Congress want to appear to be a spokesperson of Rawalpindi on an issue such as this, which impinges on national security? Ragini. And then it's an open debate.
Arnab, your diatribe against the Congress and the Congress party's pious intentions are based on distorted logic, and I'll prove how. But let me begin. No, please let me answer now. Let me begin by saying that being a responsible political party, the Congress stands firm in solidarity with the government of the day as far as matters concerning national security are there. And we also congratulate and commend the National Coast Guard for this valiant operation of theirs on the intervening night of 31st December 2014. But having said that, Mr. Arnab Goswami, let me also specify that if there are contrary opinions and viewpoints existing in the public domain to the claims made by the government of the day...
Contrary on what basis?
...the duty of a responsible opposition...
contrary on what basis? Contrary on what basis? On the basis of Praveen Swami's article or what? Contrary on what basis?
These contrary opinions are not only emerging from the Congress party, but from different experts in different walks and fields of life. I can quote many reports. There was a story on Sunday Indian Express in which the forensic experts contacted by them categorically mentioned that the fact that the structure of the boat was intact is in contradistinction to the theories which say that the boat was blown up by explosives. Also, there was no white plume, which is characteristically
have you seen the boat?
Associated
have
with
you seen the
any
boat?
kind of...
no, one second, Ragini, have you seen the boat?
Nobody has.
No, have you found the boat? Because nobody's found the boat. How do you know?
Nobody has seen the boat.
So then why are you saying this?
Nobody has seen the pictures except the pictures released by the Ministry of Defence. There is a lot of dubiousness around this particular
boat has
incident.
sunk.
There is a lot of grey
The boat has sunk. How have you seen the boat?
Shed some light, and I am not going to allow you or the opposition or the Bharatiya Janata Party to trample upon the right of the opposition to ask questions.
Sure.
Or to call and brand everyone who asks questions as Pakistani or a terrorist. I'm sure you remember Mr. Giriraj Singh, who during the Lok Sabha
I'm sorry, Arnab. I'm very sorry.
1 second.
I'm sorry, Arnab. You cannot go on like this.
And anybody
Ragini,
cannot go on like this, Arnab.
Ragini,
you call that person or that party
Ragini,
pro-Pakistani party.
Ragini, 1 minute. No, Ragini.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, the Congress party has fought wars against Pakistan and won those wars.
Now 1 second. Now 1 second, Ragini. Now 1 second, Ragini. No, I request you 1 second now. Ragini, hold it. Let's set some ground rules here.
Please remember your political history well.
Ragini.
Please do not forget that it was Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee who gave an epithet to Srimati Indira Gandhi as Durga for leading the country towards victory against a war, in a war against Pakistan.
Ragini,
so these are all facts.
Okay, Ragini, can you see?
We are asking the government to clean the air around this incident, to bring the facts and the evidence and the proofs they have in the public domain. That is all the Congress party is doing. And for that, you are accusing us of being pro-Pakistan. I think that is an erroneous judgment and you should take it back.
Now, I just want to tell our viewers, we lost the phone line there with Ragini in between. So while I'm saying this, she's not hearing me. But, if she were to hear me, all I would have told her is I would have reminded her of all the things that Digvijay Singh has said in the past, when he used to go on a microblogging site to ask for the investigation to be completed by the NIA before jumping to conclusions on the Bodh Gaya blast. If there is one party in India which has politicized terrorism and the issue of terrorism, it is singularly only and only the Congress party. Now, I'm going to get Ragini back on the line, but okay, so Ragini, I was just saying something there. Maybe you can hear me now. Can you hear me? This is Arnab here. Can you hear me, Ragini? Can you hear me now? Ragini Nayak, can you hear me now? Okay, I don't think she can hear me. I'm going to take a rebut from Sheshadri Chari. Sheshadri Chari, terror board politics taking a new turn. Why doesn't the government just release more evidence to silence all the critics? Release more evidence.
Arnab, this is one of the worst situations that the Congress has brought upon this country. I don't expect a party of 130, 140 years to behave in this absolute irresponsible manner. The Congress spokesperson says that Congress is a responsible party. Is this the kind of responsibility that they are adjusting? Even if I am saying, even if you have an iota of doubt about all this incident, do you go to town with it? You go and tell the Pakistanis that, look, here is the chinks in our armor, come and attack us? This is what you do? For a party which divided the terrorism into saffron terrorism and green terrorism, they are teaching us politics, they are teaching us patriotism. What are they trying to do? Absolute shameless on the part of the Congress party to even say this. And when the defense minister has said that we are analyzing the situation, we are, shut up, I don't want your interruption now. I did not interrupt, please don't interrupt. It is not the question of covering up. What do you know about strategy? What do you know about strategy? Don't teach me strategy. Don't teach me strategy, please. You should remember that when it comes to issues with Pakistan, you have to be doubly careful. You have to be very careful, and your party has made the biggest blunder in this case. It has made one of the biggest blunders in this case. You are making a very big blunder.
1 minute. Ragini, do you hear me? 1 second. Both of you, please stop for a minute.
You have used anti-Pakistan sentiments time and again.
No, this dialogue cannot go together. This dialogue cannot.
Ragini and Sheshadri Chari, I am requesting. Ragini, 1 minute, he heard you. Ragini Nayak, he heard you. Now let me set some ground rules here. Ragini Nayak, 1 second. Sheshadri Chari ji, please 1 minute.
I am not going to keep quiet.
Okay, Sheshadri Chari ji, 1 minute. Give me a minute. Let me moderate this.
I want Islamabad to hear this fact.
Shameless for the Congress party.
I want Islamabad to hear this fact that here is a political party in our country which is ready to come to your rescue. Just because they have lost a political war in this country, here is a political party in India which is opening the doors for Islamabad and further terrorism in this country. This is what I want Islamabad to hear.
Okay, now both Sheshadri Chari and Ragini Nayak, I am making a request, a sincere request. Pull back. Pull back for a minute. Ragini, please. Because Ragini Nayak.
Please do not put the blame on us.
Miss Ragini Nayak, hear me. This is Arnab here. Please hear me.
Arnab, let me.
No, but please, Miss Nayak, please just hold back for a minute. I'm requesting you. Now, my request to you, Ragini Nayak, which is very sincere. You see, when Sheshadri Chari when you made your opening remarks, Sheshadri Chari heard you and you made fairly elaborate opening remarks. He didn't interrupt you even once. When he spoke, the moment he was tough on you, you came in and then you continued to interrupt him. I do believe that I want to go into facts because I think people of this country,
I am not going to sit here and listen to such degrading words as shameless. On what basis is he calling the Congress
party? Is that the issue? Is that the issue?
Of the day or his party?
What are the facts?
Is that the issue? Are we going to discuss the language used?
Senseless comments?
No, one second.
Come with facts.
Now, Mr. Chari, don't respond. No, let's go on facts. Let's go on facts.
So
because I believe...
I will give you...
Okay, let's go on facts.
Against each other.
Ragini Nayak, 1 second. Do we agree we go on facts then? Do we have an agreement? Sheshadri Chari and Ragini Nayak?
Why don't we? Yes.
No, 1 second, Ragini Nayak, just pull back. I believe we want to go on facts. I want to go on facts. I want to know how it is that a responsible opposition party is making a case and there are people who are writing articles who say that everybody is wrong, Coast Guard is wrong, Ministry of Defence is wrong, Government of India is wrong, National Security Advisor is wrong, everybody is wrong, Pakistan is right. I simply want to know on what basis that argument is made. I'm telling you, I do believe that there are a lot of out-of-work peaceniks in our country who would not be satisfied. Out-of-work peaceniks in our country who would not be satisfied unless they give some ammo to the Pakistanis. Now, I'm not saying you're the out-of-work peacenik. I'm just saying there are some. Am I naming any? I'm not naming any. Now, question is on details. Maroof Raza, D Bakshi.
But you're hinting at some.
No, I'm not hinting at anything, Ragini Nayak. I am saying out-of-work peaceniks. Those who are out-of-work peaceniks know I'm talking about them.
I'm happy that you clarified.
No. I didn't call. Maroof and D Bakshi. Pavan Verma, I'm coming to you, please. My question is, Maroof, why would anybody blow them up? Blow them. Okay, you know the issues. Go ahead.
I'll tell you.
Go ahead, Maroof. Go ahead. I don't need to. Go ahead.
I'm basing my assessment on the information that is available.
Sure.
And the information that is available leads me to believe that there was something sinister with this boat, which led to the series of reactions by the Coast Guard and the other intelligence agencies. Why? Because A, fishing boats stick close to the coastline. They don't go as far away as 365 kilometers. B, this boat, which was being monitored for at least 12 hours, was in static condition towards the Pakistani coastline before it started making its way towards India. C, this boat, when challenged, started making its way back towards Pakistan and also led to a certain amount of transmission, which the government says, which will be made public, which got the intelligence agencies to believe they were talking to their minders in Pakistan, possibly in Pakistan's maritime intelligence or the ISI. Now, other facts. The other fact is that it is being argued again and again that the plume of smoke that came out, the explosives were white in color and they were not the color that, they should have been in terms of an explosive blast if it had been blasted by the people within the boat. Smugglers would traditionally, as somebody has said in a soundbite, throw their goodies into the sea and ask to surrender and hope to fight another day. Here, these guys were on a suicidal mission by my assessment. Please let me complete. And therefore, they took the actions they did, whether the Coast Guard fired on them or whether they committed suicide.
Agreed.
The plume of smoke does not necessarily lead us to believe that it was one kind of explosive or another kind. I have had fair amount of experience with dealing with explosives, and explosives always do not traditionally behave in one pattern if there is a mix of explosives being carried and ammunition being carried. The last point I wish to make, that the government of the day is making certain very obvious statements again and again. Let the whole process be completed before you react to some of the writings in some of the newspapers, which in the past have had a traditional to resort to sensationalism. Don't go by some remarks in some newspapers that challenge the entire edifice of Indian national security.
What is happening? What is happening here, Maroof, is What is happening here, Maroof, is the Congress party is trying to shoot off those media groups' shoulders. It's trying to say, no, we aren't saying it. You explain. But without any sense of responsibility.
Can I come in?
No, 1 second. Ragini, Pavan Verma hasn't even spoken. D Bakshi hasn't opened his innings in this new year. And RSN Singh has joined us. Let them also bat. And I'm sure you can bowl as many pacers as you can at them. But Sheshadri Chari is also waiting to bowl you out for a 6 today. You're on the back foot.
Yes, I want to make my own points.
I will come to you, Sheshadri Chari. I just want to ask Pavan Verma. Pavan Verma, is this a dangerous thing that the Congress party is doing? And will you accompany them in this process where they will be accused tomorrow of compromising national security by raising questions on an operation such as this?
Arnab, I believe the nation must stand united in order to face a threat of terror. I believe the fight against terror should be coordinated, strong and resolute. I believe I greatly respect Maroof as a strategic analyst. And I believe if the balance of evidence points it to being a terror boat, there should be no premature critique. At the same time, I do believe that the government, as it has promised, must release all the facts. As far as I am aware, the defense minister earlier in the day made a statement that they are probable or suspected terrorists. I believe there should be much stronger statements and presentation of facts before the nation,
What?
which establishes that this government has taken a resolute stand in the fight against terror. I want to make one important point, Arnab, and you would be interested in it. For instance, if a police, either of a state or a central agency, kills somebody by calling him a terrorist in an encounter, if our judiciary admits it, a plea against it being an encounter case of a terrorist, would you call it anti-national?
No.
In this country, we are a democracy.
Let me ask you a
While our
counter
fight
question.
against terror should be united. No, let me finish, Arnab. You came to me very late. While our fight against terror should be united, and there should be no premature critique even before the facts are out, I believe that in the nature of the kind of polity we are, if there is a request for all facts to be placed,
Sure. No,
it
no.
should be taken in the right
Sure.
spirit and not in such a brittle fashion.
No, no, but
to call anybody who asks for more facts
No.
as a colluder in terrorism.
No, sir.
Let's have a
I
sane
think you
debate.
got it wrong. No, that's not the question. GD Bakshi is coming in. Not calling you a colluder in terrorism or calling the Congress party a colluder in terrorism. My only counter question is this, sir. 2611,
No, but that's what the spokesperson of the
2611,
BJP has been doing.
Ragini, hear me. 2611.
The moment you start asking pertinent and legitimate questions, you are branded, you are condemned as a terrorist.
Miss
as a
Ragini
pro-Pakistani,
Nayak,
as
am I
someone who
calling
should
you
be
a
deported to
terrorist?
Pakistan.
One
This
second,
is what
Ragini.
the BJP has been doing all the time.
Ragini,
You
one
are
second.
not, you are not doing that.
No,
But
Ragini.
the BJP spokesperson
Miss
has
Ragini,
done that
1 minute.
time and again.
Miss Ragini, let the others come in. Let me complete. I'm only making one point. 2611 ripped through the heart of the nation. At that time, if somebody had said, how do we know these 2611 intercepts are Lakhvi's voice? How do we trust the government? We don't trust the government. The question is, you want to start from a premise where you say, we don't trust the government. Then who do you trust? You don't trust the government of your country, you trust the government of Pakistan. GD Bakshi coming into the debate. GD Bakshi, please. What are you holding up?
This was what the BJP was doing after 2611.
Please, that's a, please.
Sorry, we never did it. Sorry,
This
let us
Arnab
put the
is an
record straight.
advertisement
No.
which was brought out by the BJP on
No, we never did
28/11,
it.
just
We
2
never
days
did it.
after
No.
26/11,
No,
when
you're wrong,
when
you're wrong,
when
you're
Mumbai
wrong.
was still seething
You are
under the
absolutely
horrific
wrong. We
terrorist
never
attack.
did it.
This is what I call politicization of sensitive issues. So please, Mr. Sheshadri Chari,
We
do not blame
never
the
did
Congress.
it.
When you point
Arnab Goswami, let us put the record
Ragini Nayak, you made your point. He's
Let us
responding.
put the record
Will you
straight.
not let him respond, Ragini?
Advertisements.
Will you let him respond to you? No, what's a GD Bakshi? Hold on. Sheshadri Chari is responding. Yeah,
I
Mr.
will-
Chari.
Let me put the record straight. We were with the government on 26/11. Even today, we believe that the government took an action very rightly, and it was some of the members of the Congress party. I don't want to name them. It was some of the 2 members of the Congress party, one who is no more, so I should not name him. The other person is now roaming around unemployed. It was they who criticized the person who was killed in that encounter, in that incident in Mumbai. I don't want to go back to all those things. Don't open the can of worms. The Congress party is full of that.
Because of
Therefore,
elections
let
in
us
Delhi,
stick. Let
you
us
were-
stick to
you
our
were
issue
putting
as
forth
of
these
now.
advertisements in
Let us
national
stick to the
daily.
issue as
No,
of
why
now.
are you moving away from the issue?
Present issue.
Weak government,
This present
weak
issue
government,
is a
unwilling
serious
and
one,
incapable.
Arnab Goswami.
Is this what
I think you should have got a
standing with
better
the
expert
government?
from the Congress party.
And you're blaming
This
the
is a
Congress
very
party
serious
when we are
issue.
only asking questions.
This is a very
when we
serious
want you to
issue.
put all the
Arnab,
material evidence that
don't
you have in
allow-
public
Ragini,
domain.
allow
When
your
the report-
program.
Ragini, stop. Please stop. No, 1 second. Ragini, this does not help. 1 second. Ragini, 1 second.
Explosives on
Miss
narcotics.
Nayak.
Is it too much?
Miss Nayak, can you hear me? Will you please
Arnab.
stop for a minute? Please.
Arnab,
And
your
I think
show.
this is not
Arnab.
helping. We can all interrupt
Arnab,
each
your
other.
show.
No, we can make our points, but let all points be heard. Rahul Narvekar joining the important debate. I also agree with
Arnab,
Mr. Chari to an extent that I say tonight, let us discuss this terror boat issue. We'll discuss history, geography later. I want to discuss the terror boat issue. GD Bakshi, I'm coming to you. I'm coming on the issue, GD Bakshi.
How convenient.
No, it's not. It is relevant. Don't call it convenient. It is relevant. I am asking you if these are some chota-mota smugglers.
It is convenient for you to say that.
And
Again, I'm asking a relevant question and you want to put aside that question.
Miss Nayak.
Because you don't have an answer for that.
Miss Nayak, I am not the one giving answers. I am the one asking questions in case you didn't notice. GD Bakshi, GD Bakshi.
Yes, please. Arnab, I would like to place this incident in its correct operational context and perspective.
Sure.
For a long time, we have been receiving information that the maritime wing of the Lashkar-e-Toiba is been preparing for strikes on the coastal shore. One. Number two, recently the Taliban tried to hijack a Pakistani frigate and use it against the Indian Navy. That is number two fact. Number three fact, we have picked intercepts which clearly seem to suggest that this ship was carrying explosives and arms for the terrorists. Thailand, if you are aware, is a very, very major source of arms
Yes.
for the Northeast and also used to supply to the LTTE. Now, instead, in any other country, such a prompt reaction by our Coast Guard would have been cause for satisfaction,
Yeah.
would have been cause for rejoicing.
Not for what's going on.
Our boys have been hauled. No, Arnab, please. Our boys have been hauled over the coals. They have been virtually called crooks and scoundrels.
Yeah.
They have been, accused of trying to stage an encounter. And the kind of the feeling that this party is giving to the nation is that every encounter is a fake encounter unless proved otherwise.
I think you should apologize, Ragini Nayak. I think the Congress party should apologize.
This kind of a fake. It is this kind of a retail
Apologize
disbelief
for what?
that they are trying to inculcate.
What Mr. Bakshi is saying
in the world,
is his own
in
assessment.
the people of the
We
country,
never alleged that.
which is unacceptable.
We are not taking away anything from the Coast Guards or the
Madam,
Army
please
or
hear
the
me out.
Air Force or
Madam,
the
please
Navy.
hear me out.
We never said that. We are only asking
You
the government
are
to
demonizing.
be more
Please hear me
specific,
out.
to
Please hear me
clarify.
out.
Is that
You
is all
are
the Congress party
demonizing
saying?
the armed forces.
All the rest of the things are
You are
speculations
demonizing and
your
insulting
own distorted
the Coast
logic.
Guard.
And I cannot help
And
you
I
with that.
don't think we are
If the
prepared to
government
take
has
it
all the
lying
facts,
It
if
is
the government
important.
has all
It
the
is
material
important,
evidence,
Ragini, that you
the
hear.
Your defense
Rahul
is-
Narvekar.
the boat was full of terrorists and carrying explosives coming
Miss
from Pakistan
Ragini
to
Nayak,
commit
Miss
another
Ragini Nayak,
26
there are,
Why
may I
hasn't
say
the
this?
government registered
May
a
I say this?
single
May I say this?
strategic diplomatic
Miss Nayak, Miss
protest
Nayak,
with
please.
Pakistan till
Miss
date.
Nayak, please.
There are
Miss Nayak.
divergence of opinions.
Miss Nayak, 1 minute, please don't continue like this. Please let me come in. 1 second, it's not good manners. My question is, please, simple. Be logical. You don't do something that is going to be against your national interest. We are proud of those men from the Indian Coast Guard and their ships who carried out the operation. You today, much to the delight of the Pakistanis, I am sure, go ahead and say it was a fake encounter. Rahul Narvekar, do you stand with the Congress party, or will you have the courage of conviction today to speak for yourself for once, Rahul Narvekar, rather than speak as a lackey of the Congress party? Rahul Narvekar, how would you like to open your innings this year? Just by being a lackey of the Congress party, or by speaking for yourself on this issue? I'd like to remind you, why would there be wireless intercepts picked up by the NTRO which shows contacts between the Pakistani army, the Pakistani Maritime Security Agency, and someone, as D Bakshi said, in Thailand, who was talking of finishing the task? What was that task? To smuggle diesel?
Well, Arnab.
Yes.
Well, Arnab, now if you're done with your huge, long, humongous question, give me a small opportunity to give you a short reply. Number one, you asked me how would I like to begin. I would like to begin by putting the records correct and the facts on your table, that the NCP has always put up their stand and not acted as or anything
lackey
else
of the Congress party.
One. Number two, lackey of the Congress party.
Yeah.
Number two, insofar as national security is concerned, our stand is very clear. Neither can the party in opposition nor can the party in government play politics over an issue concerning national security.
Who's playing politics, Rahul?
No leader, no party, no entity.
Who's playing politics, Rahul?
Is allowed to do the same.
Who's playing politics, Rahul?
Number three, if at all, there are questions asked by a party in opposition or by any citizen of this country,
I'll ask you a question.
where they require the government to get to the bottom of the investigation, I don't think it is fair for a responsible government to say that by asking such a question, you are questioning
Sheshadri
the
Chari.
loyalty, the patriotism of that individual or that party. I think that is most uncalled for. Let me also remind Mr. Sheshadri Chari, when he talks about 2611, let me also remind him that when during the parliament attack, when the NDA was in government, the entire opposition stood united with the government to fight against this act of terror. And Mr. Sheshadri Chari should not have selective memory. He should also go back to the parliament attack and realize how the opposition stood by the government then. So let's not make these empty allegations. Let's face the fact. Today we have a scenario where, of course, the efforts of our Coast Guard and our security agencies has to be applauded.
Why don't you apply some logic?
But there are also contrary reports.
Sheshadri Chari responding.
Also contrary.
He's responding. He's responding and he should be allowed.
Arnab, Goswami, will you let me complete?
No, sir, you said I asked a long question and you're giving a short answer. I think my question was 1/10 the length of your answer so far. So I will now allow Sheshadri Chari, who's understood the gist of your answer, to respond.
My answer has more substance than your question. Therefore, it deserves longer time.
Sir, you know what? I don't want to contest you, Mr. Narvekar, on the entire issue of substance. But you tell me today, if you understand plain vanilla economics, who would be mad? I mean, I'm hearing some mad theories that the people were poor chota-mota diesel smugglers. I mean, you have to be mad to take diesel from Pakistan where it is more expensive, put it on a boat, risk your life to sell it in India where it is less expensive.
I am not subscribing to those theories at all.
No.
Arnab, all I am saying is, if there is a question asked, let the government reply. They should not shy away from that. If it requires,
but the government has replied. Haven't you seen the government reply? You don't believe the reply.